What's up, Cowboys Nation? It is Wednesday, it's hump day, and of course that means it's time for Cowboys Cutting Up. I'm Jay Stocks, the buff nerd, and of course I am joined here by Trey Collins, the man with the plan that stands for flan. I don't know. I'm not Snoop, man. That's not what I do. How you doing, Trey?
I'm doing great, man. Watching a little state championship football at Jerry World right now. Like on the
There you go.
I watched 6-man action today. Probably the only time I ever watched 6-man football in my life. So in the state championships,
Right?
It's fun to watch. Both teams got 45, so that was fun. So yeah, I had nothing to watch for a while, so that was pretty fun.
There you go.
Hey, man,
Nice.
it's Christmas time, Dallas. I told you.
What'd you
I
tell
hate
me?
these games. I hate those games. I think they're compatible. I told you. But man, we'll talk about it a little bit later, man.
Yeah, I know. I think I was also one that said I tried to come on the side with you like you did with Green Bay, and I said, man, it's just this is a game that it just doesn't feel right. People get up for these types of games, and I told you, I say this every week. There are two types of fans in the NFL: those who root for the Cowboys and those who root against, and then they just root for whatever squad after that. Speaking of, ladies and gents, I'm so happy and excited because this week we have some Jaguar fans that are coming on. Jay Lear and Tally Jag that are out there in the Florida down there. Bow on the other side. And so we're definitely going to be talking to them about Cowboys Jags, which are coming up. But first, we got to get into what happened this past weekend, brother. Man, look, these slow starts. Let's start with this. What did we see that was good? What did we see that was good?
I liked our first drive. I did.
Okay.
I almost turned the TV off after the first drive. I'm like, oh, they woke up for this game. It's over.
There you go.
Like that were good. They ran the ball efficiency. Zeke looked like himself. Man, I was like, chill, we got this. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. And then
the second drive.
No, it was Turpin.
Turpin had a bad game this week.
Because the defense got us a 3-and-out. We got the ball back, and we fumbled it, and that's what gave them all the momentum, and the Dallas Cowboys couldn't get in until the very last minute. But that first drive was really, really good. I like Zeke. But, yeah, I mean –
the balance. Yeah, the balance was the thing. And I keep saying this, and I've heard people say, oh, that's just formulaic, but – Dak had 39 pass attempts. Anytime he starts creeping up to that 40 burger, that 40 number, he just doesn't win.
Well, it was actually 31. It was 31-31 until that final drive. We had to throw it.
Well,
that's where this kind of get. We have to throw it. Like they were balanced all the way throughout, but man, no one showed.
No, they weren't. They were balanced the first drive, like you said, and then afterwards, now you start seeing where it's, I think it was like 7 rushes and 14 passes. Like it was definitely out of whack.
I think Kellen Moore was trying. I think Dak Prescott like, all right, this is an easy game for us. Let's get Dak in rhythm. Let's get him ready because he's been throwing those interceptions and it didn't work out very well. But hey, credit to Houston though, dude. They came out with everything. They came out with 2 quarterback system. They came out I forgot his name. He was balling out.
You talking about Driscoll?
No, the safety who made big hits, interception. They came to play. It was their Super Bowl. It was their playoff game. Like
it was.
And Dallas. It's just hard for these games because Dallas just beat the crap out of the Colts. They beat they're playing losing teams.
Well, at the end, again, slow start, fourth quarter. Then it can, and at that point, I think the Colts just said, "Okay, we're done. We're out of here. We're good." But I think okay. So my good thing is yours as well. The first drive and the last drive. That's it. Everything in between. And look, this is, and here is my issue, is that Dallas is starting to play to the level of competition that's expected.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
When you have Green Bay, you should have whooped Green Bay. But yet you go up there, you play with your food. Green Bay says, hey, watch this, and beats them. You play around with Indianapolis, play with your food. Indianapolis, for 3 quarters, right? And yes, they had the explosion, but still, you play with your food. And now the Texans, you play with your food. It's one of those things where if you continue to do this, this is going to be a recipe for disaster, because guess who's coming on right now? The 49ers. Actually, not coming on now. They've been coming on, right? Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay. And I love talking to Big Game about this, because as a former Buck, right, and he does Pewter Perspective, and make sure you check that out. He drops stuff almost daily now, because Tom Brady is officially old. I think we can put it in the books. It's time for Tampa Bay to move on. And this is not a Tampa Bay show, but it's time. It's time. So if we get him in the first round, which it looks like we probably will, it should be a win. It should be. But the way they played the past 3 weeks, I don't know. Gives me pause. It gives me pause. So the Houston Texans, they came out, gave us everything they had. And if they had a little bit more talent, and I do say a little bit more talent on that offensive side, I think we're looking at a loss. What say you?
Possibly, but I think if, like, let's face it, they had a little bit more talent. They wouldn't be 1-11-1. I mean, they wouldn't be this bad. They had more talents. Like if Cooks was playing, if Pierce didn't get injured, if, like, you know what I mean? Like, so
they haven't gotten blown out this season.
No, they really haven't. I mean, their defense is top. Like Lovie Smith is a good defensive coordinator. He's not a good head coach, but he's a good defensive coordinator.
Yes,
and
I agree.
I mean, people forget. Yeah, we struggled. Yeah, but at the same time, the Eagles were tied with them at halftime. They only won by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm just saying, like they don't get blown out. They just don't get blown out.
But I don't think you start going in with, hey, the Eagles and the Colts and whatever. Let's look at our team and that squad against them, and it was.
I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying that's how good their defense. Like that's how, because everyone's seen the Eagles, but I'm just saying, like, that's how good. And I mean, and going back to your previous statement, we're playing the Colts have a bad record, but that defense keeps them in games. That defense is legit.
It does.
That defense is really good, and we just took their will from them in that fourth quarter. That's what good teams do, right? Like they blow, like, all right, we had enough of you. Let's blow you out and not make this compatible. I mean, come on, like whatever. And then, and then the Green Bay game, I think we were up. People forget we were up 2. We had them.
We were.
So we weren't playing down to their competition. We were up, and
we
just let our guard down because we thought, oh, we finally beat Aaron Rodgers. We finally but man, I don't know, dude. Like, I just hate when they, like, and I told you this last week. I just hate when the Cowboys are double-digit favorites in any kind of game.
17.
And there was no reason for them 17.5. It's like Cowboys have been double-digit favorite. The Colts game, they were double. Like, I hate that because why? Like, the Eagles aren't even double-digit favorites against the Chicago Bears this week, and they've been blowing teams out left and right the last 3 weeks.
But it's the Eagles. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't like. I think that they set the bar that high because they want controversy. Like, they want controversy because it's the Dallas Cowboys. The media wants, they're a 17-point favorite. Why? Because Vegas put us there. Like, Vegas put us there. Who says we're a 17-point favorite? You know what I mean? Like, that's Vegas odds. But
we did. The Cowboys fans did.
But
the Cowboys fans did.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of hate it.
We did. We
love
said
Dallas Cowboys fans.
The Texans, the armpit. Oh yeah, we're killing them. They don't have a real quarterback. They don't have receivers. We're gonna blast them out of the water. And guess what happened? Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened.
I thought it was going to be close in the first half and Dallas would pull away. I was totally wrong. It was close in the first half and it was close all the way to the end of the game. But I will say this. People are not going to, I think it's a great win. I seriously think it's a great win because in the past, Jason Garrett, Mr. Clapper himself,
Captain Clap.
we lose that game, dude. We lose that game. Tell me I'm wrong. We've lost those games with Mike McCarthy. Say what you want to.
I will.
Back-to-back 10-win season hasn't been done since when? 96, 97.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Dude, you might not like him. He's a jolly old good St. Old Nick over there. He does his little clapping too, but he does he makes adjustments. He's getting his team back to play, man. I'm just saying. Give him his flowers.
Oh.
Just saying.
I'm not giving them flowers, especially in the fact that when you have this type of play that's coming out, it's got to be better. It's just got to be better. It's got to be better. Otherwise, again, it's going to be a big letdown. It's going to be a huge letdown.
But okay, but not necessarily, because we've gone through adversity. What's playoffs? It's adversity. You're going to go through adversity. We saw against the 49ers. We did not do good with adversity because we never overcame it in the regular season. We've done it twice, 3 or 4 times already. I'm just saying that this game could come back and help the Dallas Cowboys in a playoff matchup. It's like, oh, we're down 7 points in the fourth quarter. Hey, we're not going to panic because we've been here before. We know we can come back. That's what I'm trying to say. I think we still should blow them out, but at the same time, hey, we didn't play our best game, but there's no panic in that last drive. Dak, say what you want to about Dak. He threw 2 interceptions, but man, he was damn near perfect on that last drive, and he looked amazing.
Last drive, but the rest of that game was so. What did the kid say? Cringy. He looked sus.
I'm old, dude. I don't know what they say anymore.
It was cringe. It was sus. It was like it just didn't look good. It wasn't a good look. And then again, Kellen Moore going back into his and here's what I would love to understand and know. And it's gonna happen when Kellen Moore leaves.
If he leaves.
He'll leave eventually. Is Dak audibling out of run plays to pass plays, or is Kellen Moore calling up those plays?
I think Kellen Moore's calling out plays, and I saw one clip. It was a goal. It was in the red zone, and there was 4 wide receivers, a tight end, and 3 wide receivers. Right? They all ran curl routes. Tell me how easy that is to guard. All of them ran curl routes.
Dude, that's a Tecmo Bowl play.
No wonder I know it was open. You know what I mean?
That's a Tecmo Bowl play.
Another thing I have a problem with Kellen Moore is last week I gave him praise for everything he was doing with CeeDee Lamb, put him in motion, CeeDee Lamb didn't do go in motion one time this last game. He didn't move him around. He didn't do it.
It's the Texans.
Same particular call play.
It's the Texans. What you gonna do that for?
Dude, honestly, I don't think Dallas looked at film. I really don't think they looked at film at the Houston Texans.
No,
not at all. They're looking for the Eagles. Their head is towards the Eagles. That's where their head is.
They did a Kyler Murray study. That's what they did. They did a Kyler Murray film study.
You got to bring Kyler Murray after you went through that knee injury. Come on, man.
Blessings to him. Speedy recovery. But the boy he does not look at film, man. Come on.
But you know what? That game was in the past. That game's in the past.
That's right.
We got to win. We're going to look at the regular season and be like, hey, we won that game. Who cares? Like, no one's going to look at it in the next couple of years and be like, oh,
there you go.
So we won.
That's right.
That's all that matters.
We did
win, but we won. And now we're moving on.
And we're moving on to those Jaguars of Duval, also known as the Jacksonville Jaguars. And to help us talk about this great game that's coming up, we have Jayler and Tally Jack. So let's go ahead and bring them in. Hey, good to see y'all. Welcome to Cowboys Cutting Up.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I'm just glad y'all were still here after that first interview. Pretty much rambled about the Dallas game.
No, so glad to have him on. I sent out something, say, hey, every week I send out, hey, fans of a different team, you can't find any commies around. You can't find any gigantes. They don't like to show up because of the squad that they have. And the Texans, they were just all of Houston vacated apparently for that weekend. But we're so glad to have some Jacksonville Jaguar fans on. Congrats on the big win last week. How you guys feeling right now?
We're up.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, 7 years it's been since we won in Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dang.
9. I think it's 9, right?
No,
I thought
seven
you said 9.
years.
7. Okay.
7 years. Look, the way y'all manhandled one Derrick Henry, especially that hit that caused the fumble.
Yeah,
That one right
Quarterman
there.
did that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fantastic. So we definitely are looking for that. So Jacksonville opened up at I believe it was 6.5, and now it's 4.5.
Thank God. Thank God.
And there's still, but there's still a as far as ESPN, their power rankings and all that, the matchup predictor, they have Dallas at a 72.5% to win. But here's the thing. I'm scared of Trevor Lawrence.
You should be.
Peterson and Trevor Lawrence have got something that he did not have before with the coach that was there before. We won't mention his name. But how you feel, Trevor Lawrence? Who's your running back that you have down there now?
Etienne and Jermichael Hasty.
Man.
I was so mad when the
Etienne's-
Jaguars got him too because I was like, dude, I saw him playing. I was like, dude, he's gonna be a big thing towards ACL last year. I was like, oh, Jaguars are gonna miss him, and they've proven this year this guy's a stud.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about Jaguars. What's going on? What's going on in Duval and all around Florida?
So right now, it's been a hell of a season right now. We started off with high, and then we went after the Eagles game. It was really low. It's a roller coaster from hell. Pardon my French. Going back to your beginning of the you're talking about Houston Texans. We're the only win the Houston Texans have. I mean,
Right.
that's how horrific our season has been, right?
Right.
So it's just we beat Baltimore, we lose Detroit, and then all of a sudden now we beat Tennessee and Nashville. I mean, it's like what the heck of a 3 weeks that was.
Right. What's up, Eric?
I wouldn't call it horrific because even the games that we've lost, with the exception of the Lions, it's been like a 7-point or 3-point loss, and in the last 2 minutes of every game. So,
with the exception of the Eagles was 8. Yep.
Yeah,
But again, at that though, when we're in those games driving, what does happen? Lawrence is fumbling the ball. He's throwing interceptions. He is showing signs of rookie fatigue or whatever you want to call it. He's actually showing signs that maybe he's not progressing. But he had 17 picks last year. He's got 6 picks this year, so he's already decreased the amount of picks. Okay, he's got the same amount of fumbles year over year, 5 and 5 lost fumbles. Now 4 of those happened in one game versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and the coach is like, "Hey, it rained. We're going to put some gloves on." But single-handedly, I think Trevor did lose us the Eagles game because of all of his fumbles. We were driving, we were 8 points down. We actually had the ball within 3 minutes, and then we lost it at the 15 or 20-yard line. So, I mean, that's where the horrific part comes in. It's not really, everything, and then when he does play good, the wide receivers are dropping passes. Zay Jones, versus Detroit couldn't catch the ball if you threw it to him with Stickum. So.
And I think Detroit is a man. It's such a weird team. I'll say that in that they have an offense that is a juggernaut. Okay,
they really do
points. Their defense,
Brown.
Yeah, their defense just had to kind of come around, and when it does, I think they're really going to be a scary team. But that's what I think.
And they have
to
2 picks top 10 too next year.
Yeah, and that's the other part of that is I think they had a really good offseason, especially in the draft. And now when you talk about another draft coming up, kind of like the Eagles, where they're going to have top picks in the first round. They're going to have 2 first-round picks, and they're just going to really, do the thing. But, as far as that division in the AFC South, that's something that has been kind of I don't want to say in flux, but it's just been something else.
Yeah, it's been up for grabs every season. I mean, anybody's could have the game, and this year it looks like it's between the Titans to lose. So the Titans, if they lose more or lose more than 2 games, the wrap. It's going to be the week 18. It's going to be 8-8 if the Jaguars went out, I guess, too. So I'm sorry about your Dallas Cowboys. I hope they lose this week, but I do hope they win week 17 versus Tennessee, though. Let's go Thursday night.
We need them to win this week, and then we need y'all to win. Yeah.
we want to go to the playoffs too,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like you said, that game this week does have a lot of implications for both teams, especially with Tennessee coming in next week, or us playing Tennessee next week after Jacksonville. So we definitely have to, kind of maneuver and see how that all is going to work. But yeah, to see how the AFC South is kind of playing out with Jacksonville, with Tennessee, Indianapolis is Indianapolis. We get that. But how that all is going to play out, it's going to be very interesting to see. And look, we know what Houston is, so you ain't got to worry about that.
They were good enough to beat the Jags.
Well, I mean, that's not their only win was us.
And they got a tie with
we're self-deprecating fans.
They got a tie, right? Trey, saying, they got a tie.
They didn't lose. So you're not really.
So let's get to this part. What are you looking forward to seeing in the game, as far as on the Jacksonville side versus the Cowboys?
So I'm looking to see if our defense can hold on to Zeke Elliott and not let him go, or for that matter, Pollard, if he decides to take over as well. So
I think we got to stop Pollard.
Walker is questionable.
Yeah.
Walker's questionable right now with his ankle, so hopefully he'll play. But I mean, we can only tell. Right now, they have the linebacker Devin Lloyd's back, and they're trying to say Muma is back from his injury. So we'll see who's starting at the linebacker. But it might be in between, because Lloyd did prove himself when he came back in this week. So and then offense, let's see if we can get ETN the ball. What happened to him the last 2 weeks? He kind of fell off. Our offense was throwing the ball. Our offense was throwing the ball against Tennessee, and all of a sudden, like when we tried to run, it was going nowhere. So they couldn't stop it passing, but they stopped their run game. So I mean, I guess they picked their death is they were going to die by passing, not by running. So
right. Tyler, what are you looking to see? Tyler Jack, what are you looking to see?
I'm hoping Cisco return, honestly. I think we, like he said, I think we got to contain Pollard. Also, special teams. Y'all have a beast turpentine. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I call it. Turpentine. So I think we got to contain there. And we also, we have got to get to Dak. We have got to get some pressure on Dak. We have to. Because our pass, we haven't been good at. We need some sacks. Well, hey, have you heard about Walker? I know he was in a boot, but I hope he's out.
He's still questionable. They don't know yet, so it's going to be a game time decision.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be big. Again, make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that bell. Let you know whenever Big Game Entertainment, Cowboys Cutting Up, Big Game Sports Buzz is on. Make sure that you understand that you can also chat with us. We'd love to hear what you have to say about this game coming up between the Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trey, what are you looking for, man?
Well, first I want to know if we can stop ETN, because I like to take the credit for ETN not doing anything last 2 weeks, because on FanDuel I had him as my running back, and that's why he wasn't doing anything. I was like, dude, this guy's gonna give me some money. He hasn't. Good
job.
I know, right? So I might have to pick him up again this week. But man, no, with Haskins being out for the rest of the year, I don't see that we're back to the same old run game defense that we had. So I'm anxious to see if we can hold that line against ETN in that powerful run game. And then our secondary is beat up too as well. Is Bland going to keep having a good game? Joseph, I don't know what's going on. Ever since he's got accused of murder or whatever the case in this offseason, he's been hellacious. I mean, he let Moore, who I didn't even know existed. I didn't even know this receiver's name out of Houston last week. It made him look like a freaking Pro Bowler from all last week. So and Trevor Lawrence scares me because he can also run the ball. People forget that Trevor Lawrence can run the ball and he can extend plays and can the secondary guard or defend as long if a pass rush can't get there, just like a Jalen Hurts situation for the Eagles. That the Jacksonville Jaguars team is playing great ball right now. It's an NFL season, right? Like each team's going to go through these up, like you said, roller coaster right earlier. The Jacksonville Jaguars are getting hot right when they need to be, and they beat the Tennessee Titans. And let's face it, Tennessee Titans are going down. Derrick Henry has not been the same. He has not been the same the last 4 weeks. I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, kudos to y'all for stopping him and he made a big hit, but he's not been rushing the ball like he used to. I guess he's getting older, whatever the case may be. But I think hiring Doug Peterson as your head coach, I think is the world's best thing for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
And
I agree.
And Trevor Lawrence, you say this is actually second year, but I still classify him as a rookie.
I do too. Because last year was a mess.
Yes.
Yeah, last year was real bad, especially with Urban. I'm sorry, the coach. We will not mention the.
And I wanted him in Dallas.
Yeah, it was something about his demeanor and just his swagger. It just didn't sit well with me, man. It was just something about him.
I do not know who Aaron Donald is.
Yeah,
right.
Of all the how do you not know who Aaron Donald is?
That part. He's like voted #1 player of the year by the other players like 2 years in a row or something like that. I mean,
Aaron Darnold kid.
And we played the Rams that year. So it was like week 4, week 5 last year we played them. So it's like you better know who's coming after your quarterback.
Yeah, well, he was a bit busy up in Ohio, so granted. That part. But no, for me it's so Steele went down last week.
Out for the year.
And out for the year. So now we got old man Peterson.
Say what you want to. He saved us that last drive. He did good. 40, but we're getting Tyron Smith back this week too.
We are, but he hasn't played all season, so we're going to see what that looks like. There's going to be a lot of shift and movement on the line. So
how y'all feel about T.Y.?
I'm not sure. He from all the reports is that he's been working out. He's ready. He's going to be inserted into the game plan this week. So we're going to see what happens. I mean, he's going to be a third or fourth option on this squad. With Gallup really, taking that second position in the receiver, and then Noah Brown will be your third. But the thing though is that they run a lot of 2 receiver, 2 tight end sets, right? So when he sees the field, who knows?
Well, I mean,
maybe.
Hey, listen, Baker came in with 2 days, so hey.
True.
Baker showed up.
Very true. Very true. And put it on the Raiders, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was the best. All those Raiders fans, I love it. Like I said,
I have some Raider friends, so I have some Raider friends.
They're the most obnoxious. It's not the Philly fans. They're the most obnoxious out there. And we talked about that, before the show. But yeah, they're most obnoxious fans out there. But yeah, no, that to me is really the biggest thing that I'm looking for in this game. I think Trevor is going to be Trevor, whatever that means. This season it has been a roller coaster. It's been up and down, but like you said,
his growth is noticeable.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Look for about a 60-40 split with passing again, because it was about 62-38 last week. So it looks like they're going to lean heavy on the passing game. Even if that features Etienne out the backfield on a screen or something, hopefully, or maybe we'll do some Jermichael Hasty like we did Baltimore, came out of nowhere and just cut up on the right and get a touchdown.
Yeah. And that's the thing we also have to look at for our defense is, as much as we want to say Micah's a world beater, and he is, but he's getting tired, and it's very noticeable to me. I'll say that you got him playing dang near every defensive possession, and you got him pass rushing, then you got him at linebacker, and he's taking off plays as the linebacker, as a middle linebacker. Who does that? You got to rotate him in and out, and so I'm looking to see how healthy he's going to be because he is a bit banged up. And if there's a point where Dallas is, in the lead and it's a comfortable lead, he needs to come out. He has to come out to keep him for the rest of the season going into the playoffs. But yeah, I'm curious to see how that rush defense is going to hold up this week. Because you got some good backs back there, and like Trey said, Trevor Lawrence, he can use his legs to extend plays and also make some plays to get at least that first down. Or
Very
something.
true. Yeah.
So
when he's hot, he's hot.
Yeah. No, and it's the thing. If he's hot, he is really hot. So we've got to, but we got to make sure that he's super cold because look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If we lose to Jacksonville, I just kind of chalk it up to like, that's not where we wanted to be. We have to get some momentum. Like we really have to win out going towards Philly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
we have to. Just like you said, you all have to win out all the way for the rest of the season.
I don't think so.
And
yeah, we do if we want to run for it.
I think Jacksonville. I think y'all can go 3-1 with y'all's schedule.
Well, we definitely can't be at 1 against the Titans, though.
Well, yeah. Well, also the Titans, they play Houston, they play Dallas, they play Chargers, and they play us. So Houston, I'm counting that as a W for them.
But the other two.
So Dallas and Chargers, they need to hold their weight against Tennessee, and if they can hold their weight, then like I said, then it's a match. But if Tennessee wins either one of those two games, I think that's too much because we can't win any more than 8.
Well,
they're stuck at 8 games.
Well, here I think they're losing this week to the Chargers. Want to know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because Justin Herbert's playing them like he's getting healthy and he's playing outstanding. The Titans secondary sucks. Let's be honest, they suck. They're 31st in the league in giving up pass yards. Herbert, if all the weapons are healthy, they're going to win that game. They should win that game. It's the Chargers, whatever. But I agree. Win that game. And I think Dallas. I think by then, I think they'll take the wheel. I think Dallas is going to get them, and I do think they're going to win the Houston game. So I think it's going to come down to y'all. And I think y'all are going to go through. I think y'all are going to honestly. I think y'all are going to lose this Sunday. But then I think you're going to win out.
Any given Sunday. Don't do that. I know.
I just root for my boys, but I think you're going to win out. I do. I mean,
any given Sunday.
Who do y'all have?
Listen, Trevor says he has a chip on his shoulder. And when we beat the Cowboys, let me tell you that. When we beat the Cowboys, we going.
Now the show has started. Win. We've been nice.
We heard it here first.
Well, listen, you gotta speak you gotta speak it.
Speaking into existence, I hear you.
Yes, we need this.
All I gotta say is when the Dallas lost when they looked crappy the week before, we went to Minnesota and we went 40-3. They went all out. I'm just saying. Dallas,
hey, last time we beat a good team, we immediately came back and followed it up with a loss, so I feel you.
Yeah, that's right. That is exactly right.
But see, it's the games that we're supposed to win when we're favored. And yes, double digit or not, but and this is what I said in the beginning is that, and this is no slight to Jacksonville. Please don't think it is. But there are times when Dallas plays to the level of the team that they're going up against in that, hey, well, you're supposed to beat them. Okay, so we're going to only play this much, or we're only going to do this effort, or we're only going to put in this game plan where, with Minnesota, we've got all kinds of, motions, and you see CeeDee Lamb with a screen here. And I mean, like, it's just a lot of stuff that you pull out. And then the next game, it's, okay, well, we'll just ho-hum and, Dak is going to throw for 40 times or whatever the case may be. And you're barely winning until finally someone says, hey, you know what? We should actually go back to what helps us or what, gets us to the win. You can't, I just don't see with this squad against Jacksonville, if Jacksonville gets out there, and again, I say this, Jacksonville's going to play this team, the Dallas Cowboys, as though this is their playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do that, well, I mean,
it is a playoff
game. Yeah. But
it's
even at that,
right now,
we have like an 8-game playoff. You know, we have these next 4 games, and then we have the playoff, actual playoff. So you know, we have to win every game. So 8 games is our next thing. We have to win 8 games in a row. That's how we get the Super Bowl.
I love it.
I love it too, man. I love it.
Yeah, and we're the same way. And that's the crazy part about it, is that we're the same way in that, you know, even at you know, the record that we have, having 10 games, having 10 wins, you still are in your wild card, but understanding that you have to win these games to keep pace. You have to do that. And not only that, for me, it's getting ready for the playoffs. You know, when you don't slack off, because guess who's looking for you? Guess who's coming for you? Everyone is waiting for you. Everybody. I mean, to me, we're the Alabama of the NFL this year. We're the Alabama of the NFL this year. Everyone wants to knock you off, and when they do, it's like a playoff win. You know, so
everyone's storming the field.
Everyone's storming the field.
Yeah,
everyone's storming the field. You know, I mean, look, I couldn't find a Texans fan before the podcast, but during that game, I'm having people text me, tweet me, they hit me up on Facebook. How you doing? Are you okay? Looks like it's, you know, Dak this and Dak that. Hey man, whatever. When I was trying to get you on the podcast, I couldn't find you. Now all of a sudden you coming out of the woodwork. You know, and this is going to be the same way. I have Jacksonville friends that I asked before, hey man, you want to? No. But if something goes in this game and Dallas is down, and I have a feeling this will come down to the fourth quarter again. I do have.
I absolutely hate it. I hate the last 2 minutes. Look, listen. My cohort over here knows it's always that. Oh my goodness! But if it comes down to those 2 minutes, Trevor is a beast on that 2-minute drill.
So he hasn't been in the past, but he is learning. In the last few weeks, he's proven he can do it. You know. So I mean, Baltimore, that was down to the last few minutes, and then look at the Titans. You know, so
Trey gets on me. Trey gets on me because he doesn't feel as though I'm a true Cowboys fan. But
I know your background versus his background, huh?
Listen.
But it's because I talk about Romo most of the time. But that's neither here nor there, because he's a great announcer, way better than a quarterback. But if Dak continues to throw these interceptions, it's going to be detrimental to this team. He has more interceptions this year on pace than he did year before. I mean, it's
oh my god. Oh please! I was so hoping you brought.
And look out for Jaguars. They're turnover happy right now, so they're ready to get. Exactly. Before we lost a lot of them. We were high in the plus minus of turnovers. Now we're kind of about maybe middle of the pack. But last couple of weeks we've been gaining more. So
Yep. What do you want to say, Trey? I know you've been waiting on me to talk about
Dak. 7 games, Dak has been back. 16 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
15 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Josh Allen, everyone's MVP.
Yes.
What? 12 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. What? So he's throwing the ball, but at the same time, would you rather have a quarterback who wants to take a chance and score the game-winning drive like he did against Houston, or do you want? I'm scared to make this throw because I might throw an interception. Which one do you want?
I don't want the Brett Favre that's going to throw the ball out in the end zone and hoping a prayer, and then the other team picks it off when we need to win the game.
Right.
That part. Dak's not a gunslinger. He's not a gunslinger. Why does he want to act like he is? He's not.
I will say this: we're going to find out in the next 4 weeks with T.Y. Hilton being in, if he stays healthy. T.Y. Hilton, because everyone's saying we can't throw the ball, because we don't have the guy. We have T.Y. Hilton who can finally beat the top. We're going to fix it and see if he can throw the ball deep on an accurate level, and this is going to show a lot if Dak's really worth an 8. If he's top 8 quarterback in the league, as some people.
He's not a top 8 quarterback. I wish people would stop saying that.
He is a top in this league right now. He's
I
a
wish
top
people
8.
would stop saying that.
My God, right now he is a top 8. He's not top 5.
Did y'all good now? Cup
not a
did y'all
top
good.
Okay, so we're
top 8.
only averaging 34 points a game since Stacks came back. But hey, whatever. He's not
Because of defense. That's the defense.
That's the
Don't do
defense.
that.
Oh,
That's the defense.
Christ.
That's the defense. Don't do that. It's defense.
Christ.
It's
Jesus Christ.
That's
Sorry,
the
this is Jaguar. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
It's all good because this is, again, as Jay talked about, they're turnover happy. And if you have a turnover happy defense, if you have a defense that's ball hawking, right, and you have a guy that, number one, we both agree Dak cannot throw anyone open. We both agree on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you see that throw to Noah Brown?
I did.
Did you see that?
I did see it. And I was like, oh, look at Dak. Look at him. Look at Dak. That's one, though. That's one pass.
All it takes is
bro.
one. All it takes is one.
You're right. All it takes is one. He threw 2 interceptions, though.
One of it wasn't his fault. Hit his arm.
on,
They hit his arm. And I'm not a Dak guy. I was a Tony Romo guy. I'm not a Dak.
You are a Tony Romo guy.
I am a
you
Tony
bleed Tony Romo.
Dude, I wish Tony Romo was on this team. Oh my God, we'll be the number 1 seed. We'll be undefeated. Just kidding.
You know what? Stop it with that. Big game. Good to see you. And all this Go Jags. You're a Bucks fan. What are you doing, guy? Oh my gosh.
He's one of those cowboy haters who wants to see the Cowboys.
He is. You say Dakota's at fault. Yeah, James, he is at fault because it's Dakota Rain. Look, he's the quarterback, right? The quarterback touches the ball every offensive play. Every offensive play, he touches the ball. So if Dak is not going to be able to understand that we have to be balanced, you have to use Zeke and Pollard against this Jacksonville team that I think with the rush, we have a way better chance to control the clock, obviously, but also to move up and down the field. And that can open up the play action. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. And I think that's where Dallas will find a way. Well, I won't say a way to win. They will find the recipe to win. Right? I do think that. I think they're going to have to keep up with Jacksonville, though. I think they're going to have to keep up with Jacksonville. I think this is going to be a race. I don't think it's going to be low scoring. I just don't see it that way.
Well, I just hope that we have that same energy from last week.
Let's just hope for dry weather, right? That's all we can hope for. Dry weather.
And it's supposed to be really cold. It's supposed to be really cold and maybe a little wet. So
well, I don't know if they can sit.
Here.
I was gonna say I don't think their cold is the same as our cold. Okay, they're going through like a blizzard right now.
Dome, though. They play inside a dome, so they don't really play. Well, they play a lot of more teams in the cold than we do, I guess.
Yeah, we played Green Bay when it was 33 degrees. We played in New York when it was 38 degrees. We played
and lost. And lost. We lost those.
We didn't what?
So the 2 cold games
cold
we
is
played
we
this
talking about
season,
50-something degrees, but that's cold, bro.
Hey, we're
cold, bro.
We lost 2 cold games.
Warm seats this game.
You said 33. She went.
Detroit was brutal for me. Even though they had a dome, I was still cold.
You're cold in the dome?
Listen, it was cold in Detroit. Like I was. Whew.
They have those AC dude. It's cold in domes. Like if you're a fan, they have that AC on 55, dude. It's no joke.
I'm like, did they have the air on in here? It was cold in there.
Yes. They knew what they were doing against you guys. Yeah. Jay, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was say we're not really a cold weather team this season. Like we played Philly, it was about 40 degrees. It was also a monsoon out there. But then we played Kansas City. We didn't do too good there either.
I froze there
that
too.
was pretty cold. That was definitely cold. So this season now we're not doing too good. So let's see if it stays nice and sunny out there for us, and we'll be good.
Yeah, see this right here, 50 shirts off. No, sir, I don't think so. That's not what's going to happen.
Dang, what's going on, man? 56 for the high, 39 for the cold. Dang, what's going on? Florida, dude, what's going on?
Yeah,
1 o'clock it'll be 56
with y'all, I guess.
You say 1 o'clock be 56. That's still too cold. That's still too cold.
I concur.
Yes.
Oh,
I'll have my
that's why I'll
blanket.
be in my house. A blanket.
I will have my blanket. Trust me.
It is December though, so it is that time. You know, we're getting close to the winter solstice.
Usually we
So,
have hot Christmas. We have like 80-degree Christmas. So
Mhm.
well,
that's sort of-
last couple of years anyway. So it's kind of it's different.
yeah, I don't want to get in, global warming and political blah blah blah, but ozone.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
no, I think that's I think it'll affect both teams. Obviously, it's funny. I don't know if Dallas really is considered a dome team, though. Would you say they're a dome team?
We're a fair weather team. Like if it's cold, we run the dome. If it's like 65 and sunny and no wind, we're leaving that thing open.
Yeah, because you can close it.
Jerry, or Jerry's doing the stupid thing of not closing the blinds at 3:00 in the afternoon and blinding our players.
I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you got the weird one where your side also like can open up or whatever, right?
yes.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about those stupid blinds, man. It's like it's such a thing out
Well, that's
here.
another thing that cost us the 49er game last year in the playoffs was the freaking sun was right in our players' eyes. Like, come on.
And then your
Jerry.
You know what
scoreboard,
cost-
the scoreboard,
Yeah.
people kick it with the ball, messes up the punt.
You know what caused us the loss? Dak. Dak caused us the loss in our defense. But that's last year, man. This year. The roof, he does open the roof sometimes. Big game. So thank you, sir. He does. It's rare, but he does open it. He does open it sometimes. But I am looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be a fun game. I know some people from the club that I'm in, Star Status, Dallas Cowboys Up. I know they're going to be there, so you'll definitely see some of them.
You guys got a lot of Cowboy fans there.
Yes, we're actually
It's gonna be-
we're actually teamed up with Cynthia. She's fan zone. Do you know Cynthia Bowen? So yeah,
I
I
don't.
kind of teamed up. Well, we teamed up with her. So
Okay.
she's doing a block party Saturday night. They have like a meet and greet Friday night, Jaguars Cowboys at the Sheraton on Deerwood. And then I think it's Myth, Live Bar, and another club right there. A 3-club block party Saturday night. And then an after party at Live Bar. So for the Cowboys and Jags fans to come together and just, meet and greet and just have a takeover party together. So got a lot of exciting things going on the weekend.
Now I've never been to Jacksonville per se.
Per se.
I'm assuming
Would you
it's
land
not
it
like
in the
Philly.
airport and that's it?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. What do you think?
I was on my way to Orlando. No, but I'm assuming it's not like Philly because no one likes Philly. But if no one does, but if a Cowboys fan can go there and they don't have to feel as though I may have a battery thrown in my head or anything like, okay, awesome. So
majority of the time
maybe
you should be fine.
Yes. Now, if you throw a battery at us, then expect that battery thrown back.
Don't talk anything to somebody, as long as you don't talk any smack to anybody, you'll be all right, because that we may not have the hospitality.
We have some good talking smack, but for the more
as long as,
we're not that type of Now, I don't think you're gonna come in our territory and just act a fool, because we have had some games where some folks been escorted out.
I think everybody has.
Yeah.
Everybody has, for sure, but hey, again, if you keep it football and love, then everything is
I'll tell you
good.
what, there's going to be a lot more Cowboys fans than Jaguars fans. You'll be in the majority when you go.
Right.
Cowboys Nation travels, man. Like I said, there's two types of fans in the NFL. Those who root for
honestly, honestly, I've sold more tickets to Cowboys fans. They bought out the stadium. I'm just gonna be honest. It'll be a sea of blue, but the Jaguars know that we're there. What was that? I missed it. What was that?
You want to see him leaving early?
Yes. Yes.
Leaving early, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I love it. Hey, look. You guys are totally awesome. We're hitting the last stretch. I want to make sure that again, people like this the podcast, subscribe, smash that bell, tell someone what's going on here at Big Game Entertainment. Cowboys Cutting Up every Wednesday, 8 p.m. YouTube, Facebook Live, as well as you can check us on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, wherever you catch your podcasts. We're there. So as we move into this is one of Trey's favorite segments because he always forgets.
Don't forget.
He always forgets. This is what we call the Legend of the Star. And because we have guests, we also want to make sure that we talk about Legends of the Jags. I guess is what we call it, or the spots. I don't know. But what this is a segment where you get to pick one of your fan favorites, one of the favorite players that you loved watching or heard about or wanted to see throughout the history of your team. So I'm going to go to Tally Jag if you have your player.
Fred Taylor.
That's
Fred Taylor.
I love Fred Taylor.
That's a really good one. I don't think anyone didn't like Fred Taylor.
I'm hoping he gets that bid this year. I'm hoping he gets that gold jacket.
Much deserved. Much deserved. Yep. Jay, who you got, man?
Big John Henderson.
6'3",
335 pounds. Used to get slapped before every single game. Came out there, Marcus Stroud. Oh, it was beautiful. That defense. I don't know. Jack Del Rio just had that defense humming.
Yeah.
Well, he'll be John Henderson will be at the thing Saturday night.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Jay sent me. I told him about the segment, and he sent me a YouTube video of Henderson getting ready for the game, and all I could say was, "Damn!"
That's every game.
I mean, look,
I'm kind of split because Jimmy Smith. I can't leave Jimmy Smith. He was great too. So I like,
y'all look. The Jaguars had some really good squads, especially when they first came into the league, and they shocked, I think, everybody in how well they did and how far they went, being an expansion team. But yeah, they really had some really good players and good squads. They came through early on. So yeah, Jimmy Smith's definitely, like I said, Henderson, man, you got me sold on him, man. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna retweet that out. That is some good stuff. I was like, okay.
He's definitely not a Hall of Famer, but he had a decent career with the Jaguars, and he was a great fan favorite.
No, that's it. That's the one. Trey.
I'm surprised no one said Mark Duvall, dude. That guy was a good quarterback for y'all. And he led
Mark Brunell.
Yeah, Brunell. Sorry, I saw Duvall.
Brunell.
It was stuck on my head. Yeah.
Come on now.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he's over there with the Lions. We had to play him. Yeah, he's coaching with the Lions,
Not to get on a tangent real quick, but Brunell, when he first was to the Jacksonville, he was our backup. Berline was supposed to be the starter, right? I'm, I think, 11, 12 years old at the time. I'm watching him on the sidelines. I liked Brunell better. I actually got the first jersey of Mark Brunell in Jacksonville. I had to actually pre-order it at the time from Reebok, and it got sent in. And then for like 3 weeks, no one could get his jersey when he became the quarterback. And I was like, everyone was all over me. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? So that's how much foresight I had. Even 12, I could pick quarterbacks.
Well, I would say maybe they need you at in that GM position, but it seems as though they've got it kind of going around, and
he's doing his thing.
He is doing his thing. Trey, who you got, man?
I'm giving a shout out to the offensive line where it all started. And he helped coach the offensive line to what it is today. Mark Colombo, baby.
Hey. That's a man.
I thought I redeemed myself from last week.
You did. Last week was
Mark Colombo, he was part of the first offensive line, then he became a head coach, and he's what really started the trend of this great offensive line that we've had for the last 6 years. So
there you go. That's a good one, man. So I'm actually going to. He is a Hall of Famer, but I thought of him this week as we were kind of talking about some of the defensive players. Came over from San Francisco, Charles Haley. I loved watching this dude. He was just a menace. And one of the first players to have 5 Super Bowl rings. I mean, that dude's just, gosh. So yeah, he's my legend of the star this week. Again, I want to thank Tally Jag, Jay Lear for coming on, talking Jags with us. Hopefully y'all have fun.
Yeah, we did. I did.
Absolutely. Trey, you're always here, man. But I appreciate you being here.
Predictions, baby.
Big game.
Let's go Jags.
Colombo must have swapped. He must have hit James in the head a couple of times.
You did not do predictions, my friend.
I didn't. So that's what we were about to do now.
No, we were. You were fixing to say, off. Don't start that.
I'm thanking him because we know what our predictions are going to be.
Do you? How much?
I don't want them to be upset. Yeah, there you go. All right. So as Trey said, and he keeps me honest. Tyler Jag, what's your prediction for this game? Give us who wins and the score.
Let's go, Aja. Jags win, of course. 31-28. Field goal.
Okay. I'm not mad at that prediction at all. Jay, what you got, man?
I got it a little bit lower. Let's say 24-17 Jags. That's the heart. But if I'm putting money on it, it's definitely going to be the Cowboys.
Smart guy. Trey, who you got, man?
Got the Jaguars in this one, my friend.
What'd you say?
That's okay. He meant that. He meant exactly what he just said. He meant that.
No. Listen. Even though Dallas has never won in Jacksonville, they're 0-1. The last time they beat Jacksonville was in London when Jacksonville sucked. But let's just say this: Jacksonville has not Jacksonville has not beat an NFC team in 20 tries. Make it 21. Dallas wins 38-24. I think they come back rolling this week.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay. So I'm gonna go with the star. I think it's gonna be close. I'm actually with Tally Jag there. I think it's gonna be a high scoring affair. I actually think it's gonna be 38-28. But I think there's going to be some good things that happens in this game for both. But I think finally somebody says, "Hey, balance." So,
and my final prediction is:
what's your final prediction, Trey?
Even though Jacksonville loses this game, Jacksonville makes the playoffs. They win the South.
Oh, that means Houston's going to beat them. So Houston has to beat Texans for Tennessee for that to happen.
No, because you're only 2 games back. So they I think Tennessee loses this week.
Mm-hmm.
If we lose, there's 4 games, but we play Tennessee.
Right. So you win that one. You're 1 game behind, and then y'all win out, and they lose to us, and they lose this week. So there you go. And you win out.
Because we beat Houston once now. No, we didn't. We have to beat Houston on the first.
We lost to Houston. We're the only
we have to beat them on the first.
Y'all beat.
Yeah, so we have to get a win because we did lose to them. So we have to get a win.
Said that already.
So y'all got us this week: Jets, Texans, and Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Jets are reeling. Jets don't even know who their starting quarterback is. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
But it's cold. It's gonna be snowing.
I don't. It's gonna be snowing.
It's supposed to be snowing next week.
Hey, you know what though? Trevor Lawrence and ETN, they played in Clemson. They've had some snow. There you go.
Okay.
Wear gloves, right? Just
wear gloves. ETN like cold.
I don't know. I wanted Zay to take his gloves off in Detroit.
They call him Trevor Two Gloves. Hey, thanks again for coming through here, dropping in, talking football with us again. This is Football in Love. Hey, this is Cowboys Cutting Up. I'm Jay Sox. It's Trey Collis, Tally Jag, Jay Lear. Appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and smash that bell. As always, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it Cowboys.
Jaguars.